I am the big tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, heart's full of love, bigger than a tank?
Big tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the tank.
I am the tank, big tank.
Tank Talk.
Tank.
Big Tank Talk.
Tank. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Big Tank Talk. Today, I'm going to introduce to those of you in Clapper who don't know this man. This is Got.To.Go, my friend JC. JC, welcome to Big Tank Talk.
Hey, nice being here. Everybody,
Now-
Got.To.Go. I'm also known as JC. My first account on here was Just Curious. That's how most people met me. I made a backup with that, but this was the backup, so it's more popular as of right now.
Right on. Now, the first question's always the same. Tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on Clapper.
All right. Tell y'all about me and how I came to be on Clapper. My name is JC, 35, from Connecticut. I'm a dog trainer, train everything from basic obedience, advanced obedience, scent detection, bite work, protection, sport work, behavior over modification. I got ad on playing the game. And at the time I just got diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a neuromuscular disorder, so I wasn't able to move. And that was about a year and a half ago. But then I went through like 4 rounds of physical therapy, found some meds, and I'm able to move again. So I
Right
just
on.
seen a little while back to work. Still got my bike pants on. Sorry, I couldn't get pretty. I literally just got done getting attacked by a dog.
Oh, you're good, brother. How did you get started in this field and training dogs?
All right. So I was at a baby shower, and my cousin Ricky, Frederick, whatever people might know him as, he just came in with this big dog that was walking right on his side, showing immaculate obedience. And I was like, I want one. And he told me, you can't have one because you don't understand how to own one of these yet. I said, I don't care what I got to do. I want one. So from Thursday to Sunday, he would come stay at my house. He would bring at least 5 dogs with him. I would have to handle them. After 4 months of doing that, he told me I was ready to own a dog. He let me pick the 2 dogs I wanted to breed together. He let me get first pick of the litter. And then like my occupation found me, because just for me being out and about with my dog, from the stuff he taught me, people will come up to me and be like, I want my dog trained like that. Where'd you get your dog trained? And I would say, I trained my dog. I was 19. I was lucky enough to like find my hobby, my love, my passion when I was young. Most people don't do that. But I was 19 and people just would come up to me asking me where I got my dog trained so that they can get their dog trained. I say I did it. And then it just started going from there. The more people asked, the more I just started saying, yes, I'll train your dog. Then I started traveling up and down the East Coast. I've trained dogs everywhere from Buffalo, New York to Key West, Florida.
Right on. Paul wants to know, do you ever get asked to train police dogs?
Yes, I've worked with quite a few police units. I worked with everywhere from here in Connecticut, New York, Jersey, down to South Anderson, South Carolina.
That's cool. Do you train service animals?
Yes,
Service
I do
dogs.
train service again. Yes. Now there's a big difference I want to state, because some people might get upset with me. There's a big difference between a companion animal and a service dog. A companion animal is there to help you through your times emotionally. A service dog is there to complete a task that you can't complete for yourself.
Right.
But so, yes, I do also work with service dogs.
Mike McGifford asks, are there untrainable dogs?
Yes, I will say yes. There are definitely, just like there are some people who are not right in the head, don't need to be out in public society. There are certain dogs, not most of the ones they show in commercials. A lot of them they just don't want to put the time in behind, but there are some dogs that it's like very few, but I've come across 4 dogs in my lifetime that I was like, it don't matter what work you do, it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and if you don't like that, put them down. If you can't find somebody who can handle that, put
Let
them
me
down.
ask you.
But I've only came across 4 in my life, and I've been doing this since I was 19, and I'm 35.
Welcome in, Tina. Painted Memories is Tina, just so you know.
Hello.
Um, Let me ask you this, JC. In your years of training dogs, what breed do you find is the easiest to work with, and what breed is the most difficult to work with?
So with me, this might be a cheat to the question, but it's not really a breed. It's more of the personality and temperament of the dog. Really, really timid dogs are harder for me because I have a strong aura and strong personality. So like I have to like 180 myself in order to work with them, like super relaxed, super not be me. Um, it's actually easier for me to train a dog that wants to bite my face off. Like not trying to be funny. That's like it's easier for me to train an aggressive dog than a timid dog. But happy-go-lucky dogs are always going to be the ones that are easiest to train because they want to work and they want to please you. But personally, for me, I don't mind. Like behavioral modification is most of my work, like protection and behavioral modification.
Okay. So Paul asks, who influenced you most in your life?
In my life, my mother.
Yeah, this can be in
One
general, not
person.
just with regard to training animals. It can be
Yeah,
just in
my mother.
general. Who's your greatest influence?
No matter what, my mother's always been behind me, even when she didn't agree with things I was doing. She always had my back, my worst, my best. Never used and abused it like other parents do, but my mother has always been my backbone. I'll say that.
Right on. Great question. LD Sweets asks, what is something that you would tell someone who doesn't know much about trained dogs?
Um, Definitely look up your breed and see if it matches your actual life, not what you think your life is, but what your actual life is before you get it. See the needs and needs of that breed and what that breed was made for. And on top of that, before you just pick a dog because it looks nice, go around it, check its personality and temperament, see if it matches your lifestyle. A lot of people just get a dog because it looks good. That's the worst thing. I hate people who like I don't hate, but like it builds my business up good, but it's a headache every year around Christmas watching people just look at these pretty dogs and buy them, and the next thing you know, they can't actually handle them or support them or take care of them or don't have time for them.
Right. I understand that. Mike, I'll get to your question in a minute, but I want to ask Tina's question now. Tina says she has a dog that is aggressive to any new people entering her house. How do you fix that?
One thing I will tell you about a trainer is anybody who tells you that they can fix your dog without actually meeting your dog is bullshitting you for money. Now, there could be a couple things. It could be defensive. It could be territorial. It could just be an aggressive dog. But without actually seeing and evaluating your dog, I would be bullshitting you, giving you an exact answer. But certain things you can do is like what I would do when I first meet the dog, I would assess it. I would come in, see how it reacts to me just coming in and being around, me moving. Then I would put on my suit, come in, start touching the dog, moving around, touching its stuff, going in its place, see how it reacts. Is it fearful? That's why it's aggressive. Is it actually dominant? Is it territorial? Um, you got to see what aggression is the cause of something. So you see what's causing the
Right.
aggression, and then you would put some. If you want the aggression, you encourage it, and if you don't want the aggression, you put a deterrent in. So it would really depend on why it is acting aggressive, on how to fix it. And without
Right on.
evaluating the dog, I can't give you an answer for that. I'm sorry. And anybody who
That's
says they
fair.
can is bullshitting you for money.
So LD Sweet says she has difficulty getting the public not to address her service dog. What would you say to educate the public on that?
Me personally, I don't. I walk around my dogs normally off leash. I can give him a demo here in a second. And I'm normally really aware of my surroundings normally, and I can tell in my city when in my town when people want to rush my dog. I'll personally step out the way, put my dog in it down, and stop him. Excuse me, my dog's working right now. It's not time to pet. Or
Right.
if I see people and it's ready, like if I don't want people to introduce my dog, I just stop the person. Personally, you can always buy something dog working, dog in training, put that on. But I'm just very aware of my surroundings and don't really let people get within 10 yards if I'm working and training on a dog.
And there are people that will ignore a sign on hanging on the dog anyway, or something on the dog
Yeah.
staying there in training. They'll still want to come up and pet. I get that.
Listen, I'm an
Val,
asshole.
gangster
So I will
granny,
say this: some people need to get bit to learn a lesson, which sucks. But
sometimes. So gangster granny says, do you find some dogs live up to their names? For example, hers and Paul's dog is called Wreck-It Ralph.
yes. Well, yeah, it's funny because yes, some dogs do live up to their names. I've met dogs. I've met like a dog named Happy. All he does is want to sit in your
I've
lap,
got it.
get pet, and be happy. I've met dogs named. There's a dog we trained. His name is Cyrus the Virus. And let's just say, whenever he's told to go get him, he's getting you. You're gonna catch it like a cold. He gonna catch you like.
Right on.
So yeah, I do know. I've met dogs that live up to their name, and I've met dogs that don't.
Yeah, Paul, I do have Mike's question written down that I will get to it, but I want to stay on topic for the moment. Mike also asked, has dog chews on the house or furniture has put holes in the wall? Is there a remedy for that?
So yes, one thing so I don't use a lot of e-collar training the way a lot of other people use it. I use it more for surprise work for stuff like that. Like if you got a dog getting in your garbage or chewing on something it's not supposed to, I'll sit there and hook the camera up when I got the dog. Like say if I got the dog on the in-house board and train, I'll put the camera up. As soon as it goes next to it, eh, and I'll fry
Right.
him just to make that deterrent. Don't even go next to it. I would definitely have a trainer walk you through the steps though of actually doing that.
Otherwise, it can just be abuse.
Yes, if you don't have the
Um,
proper steps, it could just be abuse. But there's a lot of correction tools. Prongs work. The thing is, for something like that, that's something a dog is doing while you're not there. So you need a way to correct the dog when you're not there. That's why we use an e-collar for that.
right on.
But I've done seen, like I said, I've traveled up and down the East Coast for the last 14 years. There's people I went to go learn from that I would never work with again. There's people I went to go learn from that I will always work with. I've seen people, oh, your dog wants to tie shoes, duct tape the shoe to the face. Leave it on there for 3 days. I bet you he won't bite another shoe. And I'm like, all right, let me look at the results. Okay, it worked, but is there an easier way? Like there's a lot of tools you can use in your bag. There's certain times you should pull certain tools out, and there's certain times you shouldn't. That's the way I refer to it. The more knowledge you have on dogs, it's just the more tools you'll have in your bag.
Do you trust people, dogs more than people?
For the most part, yes. It's hard for a dog to lie to you once you learn how to read the signs and signals. They're gonna show you what they are. It's on you to accept it or change it. With people,
Right.
those words could be real smooth.
Yep, you're right, brother. I had to ask that though. Mike also wants to know: do you advocate muzzling a dog?
I'm indifferent. Like if you on my page, there's a video where I put a video of a level 2 scenario where there's a muzzle attack in the scenario, and your dog, I'm on the bike riding, the van almost hits me. It's called road rage. The van almost hits me. I do all this stuff. I drop the bike. He sends a dog on me, and I'm pushing the dog. It's not that the dog's not engaging. The dog has a muzzle on. You just want to see that the dog's going to engage no matter what.
Right.
So I'm not against muzzling, but I feel like that it shouldn't be an end all be all. I guess it depends why you're muzzling. If you have a dog that's biting somebody, you should see the issue of the dog and why it's doing that and get that fixed rather than just muzzle your dog, if that makes any sense. There's a reason
It does make sense.
I don't so I'm indifferent with muzzling. It's more of the reason on why you're muzzling where I would have an opinion of somebody.
So dogs' actions always have a reason. So you're saying let's look at the reason of why they're doing what they're doing before you take action on what they're doing, right?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Let me get back to Mike's original question, and the reason I set it off because it's not specific to what you do. He wants to know if you've ever been out of the country.
Um. Yes, but no. I took a cruise once to the Caribbean islands. Um. So we hit Liberty, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, hit a couple of the Caribbean islands, and then even though it's still U.S., I don't feel like it. I lived in Alaska for 5 months, so to me that's out the country.
Right
I don't
on.
care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says.
I get that, brother. Um, and there, I mean, if he's been in the Caribbean, that's outside. Even though there are some of the places he's been are U.S. possessions, not every place he mentioned is a U.S. possession. So technically, yes, he's been outside the U.S. Then,
We
um,
so the organization I'm part of is called the APPDA, American Protection and Patrol Dog Association, and we actually are an international club. So we had our Germany club come down. Like we didn't go to, I didn't go when they went to them, but I went to the seminar we did when the Germany heads came down. I went to the seminar we had when the Ireland club members came down, and then I went to the seminar when it was Germany, Ireland, and I believe England when they came to New York. They came like 15 deep when the
right.
England heads came. And so I'd never been out the country to work dogs, but I've had a lot of dogs sent out the country and dogs sent into the country for us to train.
That makes sense. I want you to know, by the way, LD Sweet's daughter is with her. She's in her car. She said that her baby here said she liked what you're saying, and you're a good trainer. And I can't disagree with it. I like to hear. I love what you're saying, and your results bear out how good a trainer you are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. One thing I will say when it comes to dogs, there's always more to learn. And if you sit there and just pay attention to the dog, it'll tell you what it needs. A lot of people like to rush their program. I don't have a set program. I evaluate the dog. I put it through, depending on what you are calling me for an evaluation on, I either have a 5-step test or a 7-step test. I put the dog through the evaluation and I give my honest opinion.
I have
But
to
I don't
tell
just
you,
have
Val.
a send your dog to me, I'm gonna do this, and your dog's gonna be trained. No, each dog has its own issues, has its own ways it needs to be trained. Some dogs need a little bit more happy positivity. Yeah, 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 yeah. Some dogs need a little bit more sternness, but the dog will show you what it needs.
So, welcome in, Steve. Gangster Granny says you lived in Alaska for 5 months. How did you maintain your tan?
Well, luckily I went out there so in the beginning of spring. So my first 2 weeks out there were 16 hours of sunlight, and after that, like literally over a 2 day span, it went from 16 hours of sunlight within that 2 weeks to like 20 hours of sunlight. So I was out there during when the sun was up all the time. It was only like 4 hours of darkness from like midnight to 4 a.m. Then the sun was back. Like the sun comes, it kisses the horizon, and it goes right back up.
Wow. Um, Mike asks, have you ever trained dogs with foreign keywords?
I'm sorry, Mike asked what?
Have you ever trained dogs with foreign keywords or
I've
foreign
trained
command
dogs.
words?
Yes, a lot of people like to use German, but I've used German, Spanish. I've used colors. I've used numbers. I used different whistles. My first dog I ever had, her name was Gemma. I had her as my profile pic for a while. Now I got my dog, excuse my language, little bitch as my profile picture doing some bite work. But like literally when I was training with her, I could whistle different whistles and she would do different commands. I could snap my fingers different ways. I can clap. I could like she was trained in colors. She was trained in words. She was trained in spin. Like it's funny. So yeah, I've trained in a lot of different type of commands. I don't even like telling people this, but My black American Pit Bull Terrier is trained in elements. I don't know if you got like ever seen the show The Avatar, but I wanted to be the Avatar, so I trained her Earth. Earth is down, sand is down, Earth is sit, water is walk at my side, fire is attack, air is come back in front of me. So she's trained to elements.
That's cool. Um, welcome in, Peter. It's good to see you, brother. Um, Val says she'd like to see you train a dog with a Scottish accent.
I would have to practice that. I think I might need a pint of Guinness first.
So, so JC, when you Tina wants to know, do you have a favorite painter?
A favorite painter. Ooh. I would have to cheat, and I would have to pick like just painter or people who painted also, because like Michelangelo did a lot of good paintings, but he wasn't just a painter. Same thing with like Leonardo da Vinci. Like he could paint his ass off and draw his ass off, but he wasn't just a painter. So no, I don't. I would say I don't. I don't have a favorite.
My favorite painters typically are the ones that I know here on Clapper. Tina is a good example of that.
Okay.
But that's a fair answer. Peter wants to know, what advice would you give a new dog owner getting their first dog?
Study the breed, make sure it matches your actual lifestyle, not what you think your life is, what your actual life is. See what its energy requirements is, what its work requirements is. Excuse me, see what the breed is made for, and see if it actually fits you. A lot of people want a dog that's not meant for them. I see it all the
Right.
time. And honestly, I shouldn't even say that because I wouldn't have work if people listen to me, but study the breed before you get it.
But the fact is, people don't do that, JC. So you're always going to have work, trust me. I think Mike wants to know, is there significance to your hair color?
Red. Right now, yeah, I had a friend trick me. I'll say that much. So I dyed my hair purple. I dyed my hair blue first, then that was fading. I went purple, and then I was gonna cut the dye out because the joke was over. But then I had a friend on here say she wanted to go red, and I happened to have some red dye, so I was like, all right, let's dye our heads red. And then she dyed her head red for one day, and then went jet black the next day, and I just kept it red in.
Shooting Blank says, what can I do to keep my dog from attacking my cats?
The pads on the dog and the. So I would see the dog's drive first. First, I would go evaluate the dog, check its drive. If it has high prey drive, you're going to have a lot of work cut out ahead of you because there's going to be a lot of deterrence and reframing in that dog's mind on its foundation on what's okay and what's not okay. But if you have a dog with high prey drive, remember I mentioned that 3% thing?
Yep.
Some dogs are just born and meant to go hunt. You're not going to stop that dog from doing it. But if your dog is at like a level 7 or higher, I will tell you there's not much that can be done unless you're willing to actually stick to like a 4 to 6 month program stern on what's okay and not okay and be on top of it. If your dog is below that, your dog just found out it was okay one day, and that can easily be reframed in his mind. It depends on the level of prey drive he has, though, and aggression when it comes down to it. I got dogs right
Right
now
on.
that anything that comes in the backyard is fair game, and I encourage that. I encourage it.
Right on. Peter, I got 3 questions ready to go. So Peter wants to know, what breed of dog would you recommend as a security dog?
Well, right now I own 3 Corsos, a Rottweiler, an American Pit Bull Terrier. When it comes down to breeds, there are guardian breeds for a reason. Like you can look up those breeds, but just because a dog is a guardian breed dog doesn't mean it's going to be good at its job. The same way, just because you put your kid in boxing, that doesn't mean he's going to be Mike Tyson. So I
Right.
would go to a breeder who actually is known for breeding working dogs and then go from there. If he's known for breeding working dogs, he should already have a program. He should be a trainer or have a trainer on hand for you to go to follow certain guidelines and steps. But shoot, a lot of dogs, like not trying to be funny, I've trained, you might laugh, I've trained little French bulldogs. And everybody's like, that can't be a protecting dog. Yes, he can. He's a crotch dog. That dog's trained to come in and bite you
Yep.
right in your crotch. I don't care who you are. That's going to stop you. A protection dog's job is to take the threat off of you. So if that dog can go and take the threat off of you, and you can get the safety, or you can get your gun, or you can whatever, however type of person you are, and you can
Right.
jump in the fight with the dog. But as far as breeds, like I'm a Corso man, just because they match my personality, my temperament, my energy level. But there's a lot of great guardian breed dogs. Shoot, I would
Right
just
on.
say that goes like I hate to keep using that as a scapegoat, but it's more of a personality temperament thing. I just had a Corso here that wouldn't bite shit. It took me 30 minutes to get him just to bite a rag. His two
Wow.
brothers, as soon as they came and seen me, I don't know you, rah, 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 right at the end of the line, ready to tag my ass up because they don't know. So it's like it's not really a breed thing. It's more of a personality and temperament. Like
Mike
everybody
asked,
here has
what?
met a pit bull. Everybody's heard stories of pit bulls attacking people, and everybody here has met a pit bull that will sit in your lap and be your best friend.
Yeah. Right. Mike. Mike asked, what do you mean by drive? Is that always built in, or is like natural?
So some dogs have it built in. My black pit bull I have has natural drive. She has man drive. She has prey drive. Naturally on her own since she was 8 weeks old. When I first met her, when I went to go check out which dog I wanted, she was the first dog to full grip me. She was 8 weeks old. She wasn't taught it. She wasn't played it. She full gripped my arm. I picked her up off the ground like that. Said, I'm taking this one. Nah, I knew I could work. She naturally had it. I had her older brother, who y'all can laugh at me, like my little black pit bull, like I said, American pit bull terrier. Her name's Little Bitch. Her older brother, he was tan. His name was Fuck Fuck. Um, he had to have drive built. He had natural prey drive. He had no man drive. When a person was in front of him, he just wanted to be best friends. I had to teach him what a threat was, how to engage a threat, how to disengage a threat. So it can be born in there, or it can be built. They're both like it's either or.
I understand that. Tina asked, what are your thoughts about buying from a breeder versus buying a rescue dog?
If you're getting a dog for working purposes, go to a breeder. If you need a friend, there are plenty of good dogs in a whole bunch of shelters that need homes. So it's more your purpose on getting the dog.
Mike asked, a Chihuahua guard dog.
I mean, I'd have met some Chihuahuas that you would have to hurt it for it to stop you. I wouldn't count. See, again, I wouldn't count as a guard dog, but as far as a protection dog, if I can send that dog on you and it can make you take the attention off of me long enough where I can get the safety, I can join in on the fight and get an advantage on you, or grab my gun or whatever people are into. It could be classified as a protection dog. Now, would I pick a Chihuahua as a protection dog? No. Have I met Chihuahuas that most people wouldn't touch or go next to? Yes. But I wouldn't
Right on.
pick that as like my number one choice. I wouldn't pick that. But there are some out there that can do it.
Right on. My friend Danny, who was Peterbilt 1975, wants to know, have you ever trained a Belgian?
Yeah, Belgian Mouse. I have on my page here, I got a video of one of our best dogs that came out of this state of Connecticut. His name was Jax. He was owned by one of my partners, Stephen Cardova. And yes, I've trained many Belgian Mouse, many Dutchies, many Pit Bulls, many Rottweilers, many Corsos, many Pressas. I've trained Labs. I've trained many of a lot of dogs. I think the biggest dog I ever trained was a Caucasian Shepherd. Oh no, a Tibetan Mastiff. I got the Tibetan. The Tibetan was wider and bigger. The Caucasian Shepherd was taller and longer.
Right on. Peter wants to know, how do you train a dog to sniff out lost cash like law enforcement agencies do?
So it's just a reward system. You start off by getting a scent. So scent detection is you start off by getting a scent. When a dog is able to touch mark the scent, you marker it with a reward, whether it's clicker, yes, praise, treat, however you want to. You marker it, and you marker it. Then you go from just depending on how you're doing. Like you want that scent, you start hiding the scent, making the dog like leaving a trail. So when I first started doing scent detection with dogs, I started off doing it for sport, and what we would do is literally stomp, make a footprint, and then drop a piece of meat in, like a small piece of Vienna sausage in, and then back foot, heel in, drop a piece of Vienna sausage in to teach the dog to start following the steps. And then we start taking the meat out and start putting whatever scent we wanted in, and you exchange it in, and then start rewarding the dog for catching that scent. And then the more reward and praise you give the dog, the more it wants to work for it, the better it goes. Some dogs are better at that than others, though. I will say that.
Right on. Mike says he heard that Dobermans regularly go crazy. Is that a myth?
So what happens is, and it happens every decade. Now it's like every 5 years. There's a dog that becomes popular. Since it becomes popular, it gets overbred. Everybody thinks their dog is the best and it deserves to be bred, even though there's standardized breeding tests for every breed out there. Most people won't look it up. But like what happens is everybody just thinks their dog is the best and needs to be bred. That breed gets overbred. So you have a lot of shitty dogs that are bred that have either nerve issues. It happened to my breed. It happened to Corsos. Corsos became popular like 10 years ago. Everybody started breeding them, didn't know what they were doing. Just because the dog looked good and this dog looked good, they bring them together. Next thing you know, you have a whole litter of shitty nerves just reacting to everything. It's happened to pit bulls. It happened to German shepherds. So it happened to Dobermans also. Dobermans got overbred. You ended up getting these shitty nerve bags all over the place, and I wouldn't knock the breed for that. It's a lot of people are against culling, and that's part of breeding. Breeding for a lot of people won't understand that, especially if you're a pet person, but it just is what it is.
All right. Bet you I am Beck says Dobermans are extremely sensitive to anger and unstable owners, more so than other breeds.
I got a Doberman club up near Rochester, New York, that if you go there, you would think Dobermans are the best dogs ever because they have 20 Dobermans they can bring out that are solid to a fucking T. Then I got a club that I go with too in Maryland that I train with, and it's like I train 12-week-old puppies out here harder than I train the dogs out there because they're so shitty. So it's like I don't like blaming the breeds for human error, if that makes any sense.
It makes absolute sense, brother. She also wants to know, Bet you I am Beck wants to know what's your favorite breed of dog?
Personally, all right, so I'm gonna split this. My favorite breed of dog is Cane Corsos. I'm American. I know they're Connie Corsos, but I'm American. Cane Corsos. But I think the best dog produced is the American Pit Bull Terrier. It holds the most records out of things it's not supposed to do, and it's great at what it's supposed to do, if you ask me personally. So my favorite breed is the Cane Corso, Connie Corso, depending grammar police out there. But I think personally, even though Corsos are best for me, I think the American Pit Bull Terrier is the best all-around dog.
Right on. So let me ask you this. I'm sure we'll have more dog questions. What do you like to do when you're not doing your job, training dogs?
Is there a time I'm not? No. So I am in a stage of recovery right now where I am relearning all that. Starting to like move again. So before I got hurt, I used to love going out dancing. I used to love traveling. Everything I did, I almost like I had my dogs with me, like except for like late night club stuff. But like and going out to the bar, singing karaoke, playing pool. Other than that, like even the 2 bars I used to go out here and play pool and sing karaoke, I can bring my dogs in there. So hiking, and I kind of made my life to if I can't bring my dogs, I don't do it.
Right.
For the most part.
That's fair.
It's been 13
Mike
years
wants to
deep.
know.
I don't know much about anything about that don't have to do with dogs.
Mike McGifford asked, has a dog ever surprised you by how high they can jump?
Yes. I had a 145-pound Corso that I was playing with him, and he went out the toy. So I was like, I gotta like stern with him. Oh, and then I put the toy up like above my head to like tell him to stop. And he jumped and grabbed that shit out of my hand. And when I mean I was standing up, I had it up like this. I had to be like 8 feet up, 9 feet up. And the way he grabbed it, like he was on his toes. Like he literally went from like a sit position, jumped and grabbed it.
Right.
And I looked back at everybody else and they were like, yeah, he just jumped over your head. And I was like, fuck, he can jump my fence. Because I only got a 6-foot fence. So I was like, damn, if he wanted to get over the fence, he could. And that surprised me
Right
that
on.
day because I didn't think he could do that. But we also do have a couple dogs. We have, I don't know if you ever seen like the wall jump competitions. We have this one pit bull that just hit 22 feet on the wall
Oh,
jump
wow.
competition, which is not even a record. The record right now is 28. We're trying to get him to beat the record, but yeah, watching the dog, like I
It
got a
may not
Corso
be a
that runs up
record, but
trees and
that's a
snatches
hell of a jump.
it's not jumping, but I got a Corso that runs up trees and snatches squirrels off the tree. It's not jumping,
Right
but
on.
it's the same. When you see it, it's like damn.
So, Shooting Blanks asks, how many dogs have you owned at once?
I don't even know if I could say this on live because it's not technically legal, but 11. It's the most dogs I've ever had at once was 11.
Right. Peter asks, have you ever entered your dogs in competitions?
Yes, PSA competitions, APPDA competitions, and then, like I said, every breed has its own standardized breeding, um, like competition or trial. I've had Corsos for the majority of the 14 years, so ours is called cow testing. You have cow 1, 2, and 3. Cow is like the entry, then you go for your 1, then you go for your 2 and your 3. And I've put every single course I've had through cow testing. I've done PSA testing, and I've done personally APPDA competitions with my own dogs. I've
Burner Bay
trained.
asks,
Go ahead.
what about a little bitch? She jumps high.
Yes, she does. She jumps pretty high. Red jumps higher though. Red's also taller, but
I'm sure you addressed this at the beginning of this interview, but I'll ask again for Beck's benefit. What started your love for dogs?
I mean, I've had dogs my whole life, but like what got me into like as a like work was my cousin came to a baby shower with a dog that was just did everything he said, no hesitation, walked at his side when he walked. When he stopped, it stopped. He towed it down no matter what was going on. You had kids running up, pulling on it, touching him. You had people walking around. It just was focused on my cousin. My cousin whistled. It came right back to his side. I told him I wanted one. He told me I had to learn. He told me I couldn't have one because I didn't know how to control or handle it. And he personally came down from Thursday to Sunday for 4 months and would bring 5 dogs and taught me how to handle and taught me how to read signs and just pretty much started my foundation on learning how to handle dogs. Then he let me put 2 dogs together to breed, let me get first pick. And then just from me doing what he taught me with my dog, I would go around towns and cities with my dog and people would come up to me and ask me, like, where'd you get your dog trained? I need my dog trained like that. And I would say I did it. And then it just started coming to me. Like if like my occupation found me. I was lucky enough to be young
Where
and
did
have it find me.
where'd your light go, brother? Can barely see you now.
Oh, it's getting dark out here. That's why. If I change, hold on. I'll add in the other light. 1 second.
No problem, brother.
I'll keep
While you're
answering
getting
questions while
light,
I go.
I'll ask the next question. I'll ask, away from dog training, what else do you enjoy doing?
Chilling with the fam. Got a lot of nieces and nephews. God kids, like hanging out with them. Brothers, sisters. Um, Traveling. Been to quite a few states in the U.S. I don't know. New. I
Right
like
on.
doing new exciting things.
I also happen to know you
I'm
enjoy
like, that's
singing.
right. Yeah, karaoke. Karaoke's definitely up there on the list. I'll tell you.
Your friend Blanks wants to know: can you train dogs just to protect the door?
That's an inside joke. He's an asshole. But yes, but he says that because you can't come through that door without seeing this dog. He'll meet you at the stairs, and then also outside of my room, it's the dogs. And an inside joke from a particular night.
Right.
He's an asshole.
Mike wants to know: you say your favorite's a pit bull. Can you get them to go in the water?
Yes. And my favorite dog is a Cane Corso. I just think American Pit Bull Terriers are the best all around dogs.
Right on. Now let's step away from your profession for a minute, because I know you love doing the karaoke on here, not just mine, but the Twisted Karaoke that Instagram puts on. When did you start doing that and to discover that you love doing it? Singing, I mean.
All right, so I was at a bar one night playing pool because I like playing pool. I'm not good at it, but I like playing, just like karaoke. And I, I was drinking. I was like, I'm staying, and my brother's like, you like, why not? It was like, cause everybody's in here, and I'm like, oh, y'all making a whole bunch of dumb excuses.
Give me a minute here, Peter. I'm going to ask you to please stop asking that question. Nobody I've ever met is in favor of digital censorship. Everybody I know, including everybody online, is opposed to digital censorship. So if I encounter someone that seems to be for it, then I'll encourage that. But you're going to get the same answer no matter who you ask. Nobody I know is in favor of censorship in general, certainly not in favor of digital censorship.
He was like, really? He was like, you coming back next week? And I was like, sure. And then I don't know, every week I just started doing karaoke there.
Right on.
It was fun. It was fun to me. A lot of people get stressed out over things that don't matter. But me, it's fun.
Do you find it's helpful to laugh at yourself?
Hell yeah. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you're not being honest with yourself. Because the same way you can get upset, you should be able to feel all emotions with yourself. And if you can't,
Right.
you need to find what's wrong with yourself and fix that. Personally, would be my answer.
So Blanks asked, and Blanks asked this question. You may have heard it from him before. You and your dogs are so close. If you did get married, would they listen to her?
All right, so it would depend if I wanted them to or not. So, like, at my other house, there was a situation where my sister and her boyfriend got into an argument. And when I got there, I asked her, why are you even arguing with a man? You have two of my dogs downstairs. And she goes, I don't trust that if I let your dogs out, they won't attack me. So I set her through the program of being with me when I let my dogs out, introducing my dogs to her properly, to the point she was comfortable where she can go over my dog's cages and they'll listen to her. She can easily walk them, bring them out, stick them on somebody, put them back in the cage now. But like,
right,
it wouldn't just be like day one, they just doing whatever she says. Like certain commands, yeah. But I wouldn't recommend anybody to just walk through that door down there. That's why Blanks had that joke. I wouldn't recommend anybody.
right.
They know when it's me and when it's not me. When it's not me, you hear a whole different. Like if I have my brother go open that door right now, you're gonna hear them cage start rattling, and then one of them's gonna come out.
Right on. Mike asked, would you ever consider a partner over a dog?
Not right now in my life. I don't know. Not at
That
this
makes
point in
sense.
my life. My dog just showed me they'll give my life for me without a doubt, without a care. Like somebody would have to prove themselves really, really worthy for me to say pick them over my dogs. And I don't know
That
if I'll
makes
give
sense.
somebody that much time or effort.
That's fair. Peter wants to know if you've ever been to the UK.
Not yet, but I would like to.
That's a good question. If you could go anywhere in the world, and cost wouldn't be an issue, where would you want to go?
New Zealand. I want to go watch the All Blacks play a home game and do the haka with them. It's my favorite rugby team.
Right on. That certainly makes sense. Now, a question that gets asked a lot in these interviews, and I'll ask you now: if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what advice would you give your younger self? Tough question, huh?
Just wording it. It would be something along the lines of watch where you put your loyalties or know when to cut ties.
Right.
I'm the type of person, once you make it in my circle, it's like you really got to do something violate to get kicked out and not be helped anymore. And there's a couple times I stayed in situations way longer than I should have just because that's the type of person I am. I'd rather try to help you get out of the mud than leave you there, if that makes any sense.
That does make
It took me
sense.
it took me a long time to understand some people got to sit in the mud by themselves in order to want to get out, or some people never going to want to get out the mud. But
That's
there's
true.
definitely a be along the line of know when to jump ship.
That's good advice. Peter wants to know, do you like snakes and reptiles?
Hmm. Snakes. I've owned a couple of snakes. I've had a Burmese. I've had two Burmese pythons and a ball python. Uh, I've had bearded dragons when I was younger. I've had geckos. Um, the little lizards that the tail fall off. So like, yeah, they're
Yeah,
cool. I won't just go and grab anybody's snake, but like once it's out and about, like, yeah, okay. I don't have a problem wearing them or hanging out with them or stuff like that. Like, I don't have a
right on.
phobia of them.
Yeah, I don't have a phobia. I just don't like them. That's just me personal, though. Mike wants to know if you've ever seen a sheep herding dog competition. He says they have one in New Zealand.
So not a competition, not a sheep herding competition, but there was a spot in Ohio where this lady
Mhm.
trained sheep dogs, and I got to go there for a month and train with her. Her name was Kathy. I can't pronounce her last name. Long name with a starts with a B. And
Right.
we just know her as Kathy, Miss Kathy. And she was a sheepdog trainer, herder trainer, and I actually did a month of training underneath her. But I've never seen like a competition.
Well, not being an expert on venomous snakes, I can tell you that's Peter's question. In the USA, are people allowed to own venomous snakes? My understanding
Yeah.
is you have to be licensed to handle a venomous snake, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the only way you're allowed to own them. And
Legally.
LD Sweets' response pretty much just backs up what I just said. She says she
Yeah, you
thinks
have
it's
to be
per
licensed.
state you have to have a special license to handle them.
Yeah, some states won't allow it. Some states do. Go to Texas; they allow everything. Where's my lighter? I'm sorry. I just took my bike pants off. I'm getting a little more comfortable.
No problem, brother.
Came straight from.
Tell you what, while you're doing that, let me take a minute here and announce that my guest for next week is not solidified yet. Um, I, American Bearded Warrior reached out to me at least about a month ago and said he's still interested in being interviewed, but when he didn't show the last time I had him scheduled, it was because he forgot. So we're waiting to hear back from him, but I've tentatively scheduled Original Vanilla Gorilla as my guest next week. It could be American Bearded Warrior, but from this point, I would say to anticipate that I'll be interviewing Vanilla Gorilla next week. He's a great guy. He's a good friend, and I think he'll be a fantastic interview. Now, having said that, LD Sweets wants to know what's something that you love that you haven't done yet.
I don't know. If I haven't done it, how can I know I love it? Wait, hold on. Let me think. It might be deeper than that. You know what? I love my nieces, nephews, and godkids, so I would say being a parent. I'm not a dad. I think I would like to
Right?
be a dad, and I could be a good dad, but I'm just not. I guess that would be the answer. Besides, if I haven't done it, how can I know I love it?
It's a good answer, though, JC, I have to say. And Mike McGifford has a good question. I'll modify his question just a little, though. He says, what's on your bucket list? I'll say, what's on your bucket list that you haven't done yet?
Bucket list I haven't done yet. Meet that asshole shooting blanks. That's one. I hope he's in here to hear that. Go to New Zealand. I really want to go watch the All Blacks play in their stadium. Like, watch them play a home game, do the Hakai with them, and like, I don't know, feel that energy in that arena. Backstory on that: when I was younger in high school, when I was 16, I played for the Connecticut Yankees. I made the 19 and under team. I made the men's league team, and then I made the Wildcat, which is a semi-pro team. And everything that our team was based after was the All Blacks, New Zealand All Blacks. So ever since then, it was just like, I need to go to New Zealand. I need to get an All Black game, like catch an All Black game.
That makes sense.
Or the Blue
And
Lagoons, now that I think about it,
Vanilla
too.
Gorilla, you may be an asshole, but you're our asshole and you're our friend, brother. So the things we said, the positive things, are not lies.
Oh, yeah. If you weren't an asshole, we wouldn't get along.
Mike McGifford says he loves hearing that you know of the All Blacks.
Best team ever. I'll argue with anybody right now.
It's new. They're new to me, so I'll have to look them up and see. He's a Kiwi.
Okay.
Paul says, "Wait till Tuesday, then you'll call him a cunt."
Yeah, I'm supposed to be having an initiation on Gangsta Granny's story time karaoke.
It's interesting. I just can't bring myself. I don't like my voice enough to go in there and sing songs I'm not comfortable or familiar with. I got a lot of respect for you guys that do. I sing in my karaoke, but to sing a song I've never tried before, don't really know the words to, that's just not. It's too far out of my comfort zone for me.
But Tank, well, they could have been just taking it easy on me. I've only been in there twice so far, but honestly, I don't think it'll be that hard for you because your music knowledge, like the way you just know things off the top of your head. The hardest part of it is when they just pick a decade, and it's like you can only respond with a song from this decade to keep the story going. You wouldn't have a problem with that. I'm pretty sure at any decade, boom, automatically 100 songs come in your head you can think of.
I do know my music fairly well. I'll say that. Mike wants to know if you've been whitewater rafting. He said in New Zealand they have whitewater powerboats.
No, not whitewater rafting. I've taken a canoe out once or twice, but not whitewater rafting. It was always calm water.
And Peter wants to know if the 420 you're smoking any good.
Any cops in here? No, let me stop. Yes, it is.
Right on. Back in response to your comment about and JC's comment about me knowing things off the top of my head. If you live long enough and your memory is half decent, you remember a lot of stuff off the top of your head. And Paul says you're being baptized by the wheels of doom on Tuesday.
We'll see. Let's have fun.
Right on. I will. If nothing else, I'll be there to observe. I want to see your baptism on the spot. Should be fun.
Yeah, they told me it'd be. I don't know. When they brought up initiation, everybody started laughing. So I was like, "Oh, let's see how this goes."
Well, now, guys, I will say this: JC is the one who said, "In coming to my karaoke music lives, that is the most fun you can have on Clapper with your clothes on." I really
Yes,
love that. I love that he says that. So, and if you guys haven't hung out in a live prior to this one with this gentleman right here, he is a lot of fun. And you guys gotta, if you don't go to his live, come to my Tuesday live or go to Gangster Granny's Twisty Karaoke's. JP's a great guy and he's a lot of fun and he's fun to hang out with.
I also come in with a warning label. I tell everybody this. I come with a warning label. You never know what live I'm gonna be in, so just keep that in mind when you click on my profile.
That is true. Peter asked, do you drink moonshine?
I've drinking moonshine lately. I haven't. So I don't drink a lot anymore because of the meds that I'm on. But
right.
When I do drink, let's just say I have a good time.
When you were having, I've got another question related to your what you do for a living with the dogs. How long were you out of that before you were physically able to get back into training dogs again?
So I got hurt mid-April, end of April, early May, and it took me about 4 months just to be able to stand up and walk again. And then it took me 4 rounds of physical therapy after that. So it's been like 2-3 months. I want to say about. I'm real bad with time references, but I want to say it's been about 2-3 months where I've been slowly working, getting back into it. Like 2 years ago, I would have 30 dogs here lined up, ready to go. Like, boom, 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 knock them all out. Now, I don't really try to work more than 6 at a time. I used to be able to work 2 days a week, 30 dogs this day, 30 dogs that day. Now I try to spread them out like 6 dogs here, 6 dogs there, 6 dogs there, just so I'm able to still do other things and function.
How frustrating was it to not do, because you obviously love what you do, how frustrating was it for you not to be able to do that for the time you couldn't do it at all?
Fucking hated it. Like, it was literally one of the worst things.
All right. LD Sweets gets the final question.
Wait.
Is
To add to that, and this can probably help a lot of people out there. When you are used to doing so much on your own for yourself for so long, and then you can literally do nothing for yourself, it puts you in a place of confusion and darkness. I will say this to anybody out there. If you actually work on trying to get yourself better and don't listen to the negativity and push yourself a little bit, start to learn your limits little by little, don't kill yourself little by little, you can get out of that place. You can get out of that place. Because I was there and it sucked. I went from being a national ranked decoy. I won nationals 5 times out of the 8 years I competed. And
nice.
This weekend right now is actually nationals, and I was going to go and try to compete, but ride canceled on me. And then honestly, knowing my body the way it is, yeah, next year. But I went from a nationally ranked, I go to a state, people know who I am in the dog world. So not being able to get out of bed, that shit broke spirits. Had to build them back up again. Now, as you've seen, I'm
That
doing
makes
it again.
sense.
So don't give up.
Yes, sir.
Don't give up.
All right. I'm going to give LD Sweets the final question. She wants to know, do you do any volunteer work?
Yes. So I have 3 schools that I do programs with, and then 3, I don't even know what to call them. Where I live at, there's this place called the Carver. It's for youth that don't have much. They got a
Right.
basketball program, they got after school programs. They do a lot of little things to help the kids. They do like dodgeball tournaments, kickball tournaments. They try to do like spelling bees and stuff like that. And I went to them, I was like, yo, would y'all mind if y'all added a dog element? So normally over the summer, every 2 weeks, I go to the summer camp. I go to summer camps with the dogs, do introductory, like how to introduce yourself to dogs, how to read certain signals with dogs, certain school programs. There's 2 middle schools and a high school that I do work with. And then we go around just because tax write-offs, every quarterly, we go to a couple shelters and we'll take like 3 or 4 dogs and train them for free for the tax write-off, to be honest.
That's cool. It's something worthwhile doing too. Now, JC, every person I interview, I give the opportunity to do a shout out. The shout out can be at completely your discretion, who or whatever you want to shout out. But this is your time for that right now.
Shoot, right now, shout out to my mother. Shout out to the Pigeon Gang. That's my group on here. You hear mixed things about us, but we stick together. Shout out Big Tank for giving me a positive outlet out every Tuesday. And honestly, on Fridays on the Hangout Lives too. Shout out anybody who's out there trying to do something better with their life.
Right on. Well, and I want to piggyback on that and shout out number one, first and foremost, whether it's Fear the Reaper or the Moist Reaper, it's my friend Paul. He does the screen recordings. He makes it possible for me to post these interviews on YouTube every week, and I couldn't do it without him. I also want to shout out my mods, Ronan, LD Sweets, again, Paul. My mods do an amazing job. They keep the interview clean. They keep the questions pinned so I don't have to pin them. And they make this whole thing run smooth for me, and I appreciate it. JC, I appreciate you taking the time on very short notice to be my guest today. Again, for those of you that see Iron Man Mike's not feeling well, and his throat's bothering him, so he didn't want to do the interview today, and I agreed. So we have tentatively rescheduled for the 23rd. In the meantime, like I said, next week it looks like I'll be interviewing Original Vanilla Gorilla. I encourage you guys to be there for that. And with that said, JC, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for doing this. It means a lot.
Anytime, Tank. You're a great guy. You do a lot of great things. So least I can do.
I do appreciate it. And I'll see you. I'm sure I'll see you again on Tuesday. Guys, I'll see you on the Clapper Street. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Everybody have a great day.